Am I audible? Am I audible? Hello? Am I audible to you? Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Good morning. Okay. So, as today in this class, we will be discussing about a concept called as flexible manufacturing system. As part of your sixth module, we have been dealing with cellular manufacturing system, and we saw how to identify part families, how to segregate them or how to cluster them using rank order cluster algorithm or direct algorithm, and we also saw a few other algorithms. Okay, cluster identification algorithm, like we saw few algorithms also. So as an extension of the sixth module, in today's class, we will be discussing about a concept called as flexible manufacturing system. So what is this flexible manufacturing system? Okay, so in what happened in 1960, that is a few years after the World War II, the real industrial revolution, or what we call as the third industrial revolution, really picked up very well. That is soon after the invention of NC code machines, or what we call as numerical control machines. That is the beginning stage of computers entering into manufacturing, or, or a few years before that. So that's when the term flexible manufacturing system came into picture. So what is this flexible manufacturing system and why it is important even now? What is the importance of flexible manufacturing system? So that's all the things we will be discussing in today's class. So as I told you, in 1960 and 1970, cost was becoming the primary concern, because soon after the World War II, what happened is the companies or the organizations were finding scarcity of resources, and they want to get the resources in cheap way and also manufacture products in low cost and deliver the products. The sales of the product will should also be low in cost. That means when it reaches the customer, when the price is low, more customers will buy the product. So that is the idea. So they wanted to keep the cost at low, but what happens at the same time, they don't want to compromise on the quality. Even now that exists, right? So quality high, cost should be low. Even now we expect that everyone wants to have an Apple phone, but at the price of a Samsung or at the price of a Nokia, right? So because when cost is less and quality is high, the demand for the product will be high. Okay, so when this happens, what happens? Then speed of delivery becomes a question. Okay, companies can manufacture at lower cost with high quality, no issues. But when I will be able to deliver the product, that is very, very important. Okay, imagine to make an engineer, if it takes 10 years of engineering, it's very bad. We need to make a very good engineer in 4 years or even 3.5 years. So that is where quality and cost comes into picture, but the main important thing is speed of delivery. So what is speed of delivery? Like that a customer is placing the order, and within how much limited number of hours you are able to deliver the product, or within how much less time you can deliver the product to the customer, that we call as speed of delivery. Okay, so over a period of time, the speed of delivery took other meaning, or other led to a advanced concept called as dash, right? We will fill it later. Okay, what is the speed of delivery? Like how much, with how much speed, or how much, how quick you can deliver the product to the customer, that is called speed of delivery. As I told you, I think when I was teaching about the law of supply and demand, we discussed about a case study of the Royal Enfield bike. Okay, so what happens is that nowadays, after placing the order to the customer, to the showroom, a customer needs to wait for 8 months or nearly 1 year, sometimes even 1.5 years, 2 years. So the customer, what happens is, because he loves the product for its quality, of course the cost is high, but still the a normal Indian, he likes the bike for its quality. But when he has to wait for 8 months or more than that, what happens? he will not be able to tolerate. So the speed of delivery is also very, very important. So what happens when he is not able to get the bike delivered at the moment he is paying the full amount in cash, but still if he is not able to get the bike, automatically he will switch over to the another product. Instead of buying Royal Enfield, he may go to any Yamaha or something else, right? He can prefer for another bikes. So that's the logic. So what happens now? Cost quality is not only the important task, but reaching the customer in the right time, delivering the right product at the right time to the customer is also very, very important. Okay, so keep this aside. Okay, so now to achieve this, companies were thinking about getting something special, right? So what they did is they wanted their manufacturing plants to be more flexible, right? They want their manufacturing plants to be more flexible, or that is they wanted their manufacturing plants to be customizable, right? They want to customize the manufacturing plant to their own need. For example, you in your house there's a kitchen, and your mother always tries to make the arrangements uh, of the kitchen to suit her requirement or suit her need. Say for example, typically a South Indian kitchen could be different from a North Indian kitchen. Okay, so just to understand, because I told you kitchen is a industry inside your home, so best place to learn industrial engineering concepts, correct? So the arrangement of the equipments or the machines or the whatever that in your kitchen or in your industry can be customizable. Like the arrangements can be made. Say even in your hostel room, you try to arrange the tables and the cots in a way you need. That is, you are trying to customize the layout based upon your requirement. Same way in a company, depending upon the product which has more demand, the company should be able to restructure their layout for better productivity. Okay, so when this is there, when the company can customize their machine, I mean customize their layout or customize their activity based upon the requirement of the product for which the sales is more, then we call that as customizability. Okay, so when this action we call as flexible manufacturing system. Okay, to when you can achieve customizability in your operational layout or in a company, then we call them as flexible manufacturing system. Okay, what is this flexible manufacturing system? This is a manufacturing technology concept where system in the flexible manufacturing system, the system is a keyword where the philosophy of flexibility is built over the system. Okay, that's what we called as FMS incorporate a systematic a system view of manufacturing. Like we are trying to keep the manufacturing activity in a systematic way, but in a flexibility, but with higher flexibility. The degree of flexibility to arrange your machines, to arrange your prepare your workers, or arrange your layout according to the product which you are going to manufacture, then we call them as flexible manufacturing system. Okay, so there is a buzzword in today's manufacturing world called as agility. Okay, what is this agility? Okay, you know that what is agility. I told you how quick you can deliver the products to your customer with at reduced cost, we call as agility. If you go to software companies, there is a concept called as agile programmer or agile programming or agile project delivery. What is agile? Agile means we call it as responsiveness. How quick you are responsive to the customer's order, that is called as agility. Okay, I'll give you one example. In commonly there's a common example, right? A small day-to-day, I mean based upon an Indian scenario, I'm giving an example. Imagine there is a marriage function happening in your house. If you would have attended some marriages, you will know this. There's a marriage function going on, and you gave the invitation to say for example this is corona time. Okay, this is a pandemic situation, so you gave invitation or you invited only 50 friends for your wedding. Okay, 50. But suddenly what happens? Many people would love to attend your marriage. So imagine some 100 people came in the place of 50, but you have prepared the food only for 50 people. For the remaining 150 people, what you are going to do, you will do some adjustment and ensure that you are feeding them without any problem. So how much quick you react to this situation to feed the remaining 50 guests for your marriage, that is called as agility. Okay, based upon a situation, how you are going to react, how you are going to respond to handle the situation, that we call as agility. Okay, we do something to satisfy the customer or to delight the customers. A company does something in its manufacturing process or manufacturing layout, or with its workers or with all its available resources. The company is trying to pacify the situation by being agile, or by agility they're trying to achieve better customer satisfaction. So that is why, to achieve this agility, the main tool is called as flexible manufacturing system. So only when your organization is flexible to any rise in demand or fall in demand from the customer's end, how you are going to adjust yourself. So that is called as agility, or we call it as flexibility. So the flexibility with which you are going to handle the customer's order at the same time, at lower cost and at high quality, then we call that a system to be flexible, or we call the system as flexible manufacturing system. Okay, so when I say flexibility, it will take different meaning for different people. For a manufacturing sector, what is the definition of flexibility? What does it mean flexibility for manufacturing? Or in terms of capacity, in terms of operation, or in terms of customer, in terms of some strategic decision making? What is flexibility to? Because if you're a manufacturer, if you're in a shop floor, you are thinking about flexibility is different. For example, in manufacturing, if you're trying to produce different parts by without changing much of the tooling here I mean the tools which is required to manufacture the product. Okay, so if you are able to manufacture more number of products using the same tools which is available to you, then we call them as flexibility in manufacturing. Also, if you are able to produce more number of products using the same process, then we call it as manufacturing process flexibility. If there's any change in the production schedule, if there is any change in MPS, master production schedule, and if we're able to handle the changes and produce more number of multiple number of parts, then we call as manufacturing flexibility. In terms of operational, is going to be ability to produce highly customized and unique products. Say for example, you have a particular unit which can produce unique products. Because say for example, let's take the example of a jewelry making. When you manufacture the jewels, what happens? The design of jewels will be different from the selection of design will be different from different customers. Never ever two jewels will be same. If that's because jewelry showrooms are the one which needs to give more number of variants. So when more number of variants or more number of designs or more number of products, different products are going to be manufactured, they need to be highly customizable. And because they need to produce unique products, because each and every design is different. Okay, if you visited any jewelry shop, you will understand not more than two jewels will be of same design. Maybe at least there will be change in size. Even if you take the rings or the earrings or whatever you take, there will be a slight change in everything, at least in terms of size. So where more number of product variants are to be produced, a company if it's producing more than two variants of products or two variants of product, their flexible manufacturing system comes or plays a vital role in that. Then when it comes to customer, he always feels that okay, I have the money, I am paying the money for the service or for the product what I require, so that needs to be delivered as quick as possible to my doorstep. So that is what customer feels. Customer, it's about the flexibility, it's about the speed of delivery. So that is very important. Then strategic. Okay, so as I told you, it's going to be the customers are there, more number of customers, more number of product variants, how you are going to handle, right? the same example of jewelry showroom. Each and every customer is going to give select different designs. So more number of product variants. Here comes the strategic, because it's about a decision making. So which variants I should produce more, which variants I should produce less. So that is where in case of decision making, flexibility should be there. The flexibility, the influence of flexibility is there in choosing between the variants. Whether I'm going to manufacture, if I'm from Maruti, or if I'm from Toyota, I should decide whether I should manufacture Etios more, or whether I should manufacture Aris more, or whether I should manufacture Innova more. I have three variants, for example. Which vehicle should I produce more, depending upon the customer's demand? And how, say for example, I have ordered Toyota Etios, the production has stopped. Whereas I have ordered, someone has ordered Innova, and someone has ordered Yaris, three vehicles. Depending upon the number of customers, or for a particular variant, they have to manufacture that as a very important part. So the decision making, which product to manufacture first and which product to manufacture second. So there, the flexibility in decision making plays a very important role. When it comes to capacity, this is very important for you to understand about capacity. When I should increase the production, when I should decrease the production, depending upon the customer's order. So this will vary from one product to the another product, or one service to another service. So when how to shift the capacity quickly, that is very important. Say for example, how to shift the quality. Okay, others can mute yourself. If you want any questions, you can raise. Okay, so say for in a software company, normally this is happening, right? Suddenly they'll be sacking thousands of employees or hundreds of employees. They'll be sacking suddenly because they don't know how to pay them, because they don't have projects, or they don't have any job in the, no more projects are being or new task has been given to the company, no new orders. So what happens, the company will suddenly raise its employee population or reduce its employees population. So how to handle the capacity in terms of labor, or in terms of the work what is being done, the unit number of units what they're going to produce. So whether you're going to go for extra hours, or whether you're going to increase the capacity or decrease the capacity, everything depends upon the flexibility. Okay, how flexible your organization suddenly for an increase in demand, or suddenly when there's a decrease in demand. Okay, say for example, yes, this is time of Diwali, right? So the Diwali is like a few days ahead. So now what happens? The sweet shops, suddenly there will be increase in the requirement of sweets, because people love distributing sweets to their loved ones. So there's suddenly an increase in demand for sweets. So how flexible your sweet shop is to handle this rise in demand for the sweets. So that is very important. So there comes the word flexibility. How flexible your organization, or how agile is your company to handle the rise or fall in the demand. Okay, so what are the levels of flexibility? So as I told you, depending upon the role what you are going to play, the flexibility has different levels. So when it comes to machine, again, now we are going to go for a micro analysis. So what is this machine flexibility? Using the same machine, if I can produce various number of operations, say for lathe, using lathe I can do grooving, I can do turning, I can do chamfering. So a lot of options are there. When I select one machine, I can produce multiple number of parts. Same way, using a material handling system, if I'm able to transport, or if I am able to move one part to another, one machine or one component from one place to another place, using the same material handling facility what I have, using the same conveyor system what I have, then that is called as material handling flexibility. I'll give you a small example. You have a lift in our all our academic blocks. So whenever it's possible, we can transport a machine, you can transport some goods, you can transport students, you can transport. I mean, you can move items from one floor to another floor easily using the same lift. So here that is a flexibility. The flexibility to handle any object with specified weight limit We can handle any object. It can be even moving your examination answer sheets. It can be moving your faculties. It can be moving your small lab equipments, or it can be moving your students. So whatever is it, that's a flexibility to move using the same machine. That is material handling flexibility. Then operation flexibility. Okay, like if I have a plant which follows a certain sequence, and even if I change something here and there, I should be able to produce a new product. So that should also be possible. So that is called as operational flexibility. Just by moving one or two machines in the shop floor, the shop floor will take an entirely new look for a new it will be suitable to make a new product. So that's called operational flexibility. Then it comes to system flexibility. System, now it's going to be purely system because it's going to be flexible manufacturing system. So system flexibility is very important. First comes volume flexibility. As I told you, whenever there is an increase in demand or decrease in demand, or sometimes what happens, every product or many products are there, but one particular product will bring more profit to your company. Okay, even though the sales may be less, but the profit by that product could be high. There are two situations. When there's more demand, more product will be sold, so more profit. There's another case, even when the sales are less, the profit is more than a product which is selling money. Say for example, a product can sell only a company can sell one product A, only 10 items. There can be a product B which is sold 100 units, but it has more demand in the market also. But what happens, the product B, the profit made by product B is less than product A. Selling 10 number of product A will be equal to selling 1000 numbers of product B. So now there's a difficult situation to manufacture A or B. So the volume capability, or your company should be flexible to choose among the product A and B to manufacture. So that is volume flexibility, or there should be adjustable capacity. Then expansion flexibility. Okay, now your system is like this. In case in future, if you want to expand the system, or if you want to expand your company, expand your production activity, expand your when your customer base expands, you need to expand the deliverability. So whether your company has that expansion flexibility, that is very important. Then routing flexibility, alternate path. A company has several assembly lines. Okay, and you should be able to adjust between these assembly lines. Like how well I can using the same assembly line, how much number of products I can produce. Okay, then comes process flexibility. When I say process flexibility, it is going to be the volume, like how much using the same setup, how can I manufacture more number of products. That is very important. Okay, say for example, uh, again coming back to the same using the same plastic manufacturing process. Say for example, injection molding machine, I can produce a casing for the engine, a casing for the watch, a casing, the blade for the plastic blades for the table fan, or for the fan, or you can produce any remote casing, or you can produce any cell phone back casing. So anything is possible with using only one machine, or using only one process. You will be able to manufacture different types of products. So that is called as process flexibility. Then product flexibility. Say for example, in Toyota manufacturing plant, if you could see, there will be only one layout. Okay, in Toyota manufacturing company, I saw there was only one layout, but in that only one layout, they were able to manufacture all their products, all their variants. Say for example, using the same plant, same assembly line, they will produce Etios, they will produce Yaris, they will produce Innova, or whatever the other brand, and each and every product will be of different color also, different specifications. So using the same assembly line layout, or a product assembly layout, they have the flexibility of manufacturing different variants of product. Assembly line is only one, but in the same assembly line, they'll produce white color Innova, black color Innova, yellow color Yaris, red color Yaris, like this. Every vehicle is possible, or if you say you can give any number of complexity in the in the production, but their assembly line will be able to handle that. Next, we have aggregate flexibility. What is aggregate flexibility? So how long you can run the process without any intervention? Okay, for without any interventions, how long your layout, your company can survive? That is not the company, is about the without changing the production line, how long your company can sustain, your organization can sustain to manufacture the product. Then production flexibility, this is again the same, the volume, or the quantity of parts, or the number of variants your company can handle with less investment, with less capital equipment. Then we call it as production flexibility. Then market flexibility, depending upon the sales or changes in the market, or depending upon the nervousness in the market, or the changes in demand and supply, how you are going to adjust your production. That is called as market flexibility. So overall, what are the benefits of flexibility? How this came into picture? So flexibility, today's manufacturing strategy, they work on flexibility. Okay, because they need flexibility. So what is this flexibility? If you take the process and the product matrix, that is using less number of, say, process and product, using the same imagine the situation of the machine and the components or the parts in your cluster rank order clustering algorithm, or the C cluster identification algorithm. You studied about the process and product matrix, the machines and the product. Say for example, the number of, let's list the process, and let's list the machines. So more number of products should be manufactured by using limited number of process, because more the number of process, more complex is your shop floor. So using one or two process, I should be able to produce many number of components. So then I can show more variants. I can show more variants by using less number of process. So if the complexity is different, like say for example, if the process is more and the product variants you are going to manufacture is also more, then complexity will occur. So when complexity is there, then it will be difficult for us to achieve the flexibility also. So much how well your company can switch over this flexibility, like at low cost, if you are able to change your shop floor, or if you are able to arrange your shop floor depending upon the flexibility, then then your company is really flexible. And if you have to have this flexible manufacturing system, you should have highly flexible workforce, and that means your company employee should have multiple skill, like they should be able to work on different machines. Say for example, in a software company, they expect you to code, they expect you to test, they expect you to deliver. Okay, they like your employees expected to be of multifaceted, right? So you should be flexible to work in any environment. So if I want to make him a mechanical, if a mechanical engineer is recruited in a software company, you should be able to be code, you should be able to design if he's in a mechanical project, or if he should be able to deliver all the things in which place he is. So to have a successful flexible manufacturing system, the worker should be trained, or he should be have multiple skills to perform. Okay, so when if you if you have flexible workers, your and if you have flexible layout, or flexibility to rearrange the machines in your workplace depending upon the requirement, or depending upon the customer's demand, then we call that system to be really a flexible system. Okay, so why this concept came, right? So in 1960 in England, they thought of a concept called as System 24. System 24 means nothing but like it's going. Yeah, they expected their company to perform 24/7 without any influence of human. Okay, without any influence of human, if the company can perform for long time continuously, then we call that system as flexible manufacturing system. So this came into picture after the introduction of CNC machines and sophisticated material handling systems. So as the technology advanced, the system 24 concept was called as flexible manufacturing system. So as the computers took the shop floor, or when the machines were controlled by computers using that is CNC machines, and when the automated material handling system or the material handling systems, when they are there with, then came the flexible manufacturing system. But what was the difficulty in arranging this cost? Many companies were not able to still afford the cost for their transformation from the traditional manufacturing to the flexible manufacturing system. So cost was a barrier. Next, what is FMC? Now you know what is FMS, but we should know what are the different levels of flexible manufacturing system. So there are different versions of flexible manufacturing system. Normally, if there are two or more CNC machines in a flexible cell, you know what is a cell? A cell is a place where two or three or more number of machines are a few number of machines are arranged in a particular sequence to manufacture a particular product. It's called as a cell. Okay, so if your cell is flexible, that is, if you could arrange the machines in a cell based upon the requirement of the product or based upon the requirement of the process, then that is called as flexible cell. Okay, so if you are having two or more flexible cells, we call it as flexible manufacturing system. Okay, so a flexible manufacturing system normally consists of several machine tools with certain tool handling devices such as robots, by which you can handle many families of parts which you are going to design and develop. Then, what are the levels of FMS? We have four or five levels of FMS. That is, first one we call as flexible manufacturing module, where there will be only one CNC machine, a CNC machine, a pallet changer, or a part buffer. We call them as flexible manufacturing module. But what is flexible manufacturing assembly cell? When you have four FMS, that is four flexible manufacturing module and an automated guided vehicle. If your company has this 4 FMMS and 1 AGV, we call them as flexible manufacturing assembly cell. What is flexible manufacturing group? When there is a two FMC, okay, when you have two flexible manufacturing cell or AFM, that is one flexible manufacturing module, and two AGV to to load and unload the machines in your shop floor. We call them as flexible manufacturing group. But then what is flexible production system? When you have one flexible manufacturing group, one flexible manufacturing assembly, two AGVs, and one automated tool storage. We call it ATS, automated tool storage, and automated parts or assembly storage and retrieval system. When you have these things in your company, we call them as flexible production system. We call them as flexible production system. Okay, then what is flexible manufacturing line? When you have more number of FPS, we call that as flexible manufacturing. That is, multiple stations are there in your layouts with fully controlled by automated guided vehicle. We call them as flexible manufacturing line. So depending upon the configuration of your system, we call them as flexible manufacturing module or flexible manufacturing assembly cell, or just flexible manufacturing cell, or flexible manufacturing group, flexible production system, or flexible manufacturing line. FMM, FMC, FMG, FPS, or FML. Okay, what are the advantages? It is fast. Like when you want to change something, it's very fast. You have a labors, reduced number of labors, so reduced number of complexity. You can have less number of inventory because because you'll be planning ahead everything, and your quality will be consistent because everything is going to be automated. Quality is going to be high, and the product, the cost for manufacturing one product will be low, or because the less number of workers, less number of complexity, so less number of more number of production with high quality. then you can save all indirect labor, and you can labor cost, and you can have products with less number of errors. There will be no rework, no repair, or no rejects in your production activity, because everything is being automated, or is going to be computerized. What are the disadvantages, right? You will have only less, you can, because as the first, I mean, everyone will write it, it's highly costly, because that is what every students will write whenever we say some advantages or disadvantages, right? The system is expensive, because you're going to invest more. And to do this activity of flexible manufacturing, you should be well prepared. There is more planning should be required, and you require sophisticated manufacturing systems. High level, high end equipments are required, and every time you are going to be compete with the technology and time. Say for example, you will buy a Android, you may buy a LED TV, and within 3 months there will be a LCD TV, and within 3 months, next 3 months there will be a Android TV, and within 3 months there will be another version of the TV, right? This a curved TV. So as the technology advances, every time you can purchase, every 3 months you can purchase new TV or new mobile phone. Same way in a company, as the technology keeps on advancing, the company will not be able to afford to the changing technologies. So every time they need to be, they can. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Uh, my screen is visible, right? Yeah. Just 2 more minutes. We'll end. Okay. So as I told you, am I audible, right? Just
Yes,
check.
sir.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So as I was discussing, you can't have more number of products. More number of products cannot be. There's more number of variants cannot be handled, because you need to have more. If you need to have handle more number of products, there will be more machines you require. Yeah, because the machines cannot perform many number of products. Right? Many number of products cannot be produced by using a single machines every time. Most of the time it's possible, but every time we can't manufacture. We have dedicated systems, dedicated machines to manufacture few products. So in that case, that is going to be a disadvantage. But even though the companies are cannot offer to the system, it's costly, or there's a bit of complexity in understanding the system before installing. fms is the FMS will be or should be adopted by all organizations in their transformation towards, or in their transition towards Industry 4.0. That is, in the fourth revolution, you can't run a traditional unit with your traditional machines. You should need to transform. Already traditional machines are in our industry 2.0. In 3.0 we got computers, everything, CNC machines, everything. Now it's going to be industry 4.0, where the machines are going to rule the industries. So we should be able to afford, or we should change our manufacturing. The company should change their manufacturing systems to be more flexible, to be more agile, to be more sustainable, and to be more fit. So in this transition, they should, every company, every institute, or for that matter the whole world, has to take up this, to be flexible to manufacture any product at any time. So that's why we need to discuss more about this flexible manufacturing systems. Already this is not a new concept, but anyway, this is you should understand. As a student, you should be able to understand why flexible manufacturing system is very, very important. That is, to address or to satisfy the customers, you should be prepared, you should be flexible. Like, say for example, as a student, you will be learning many programming languages. You will be equipping yourself with designing, CAD designing, or you will be equipping yourself with different talents. Why? Because you are preparing yourself to be suitable for the employer. Any employer is there, you are ready to, we are ready to work for him, because we have the flexibility. Same way, the company should have flexible workers or flexible machines, so that their manufacturing activity will also be flexible to the changes in the market. Okay, so that's very important. Okay, I like to show you two videos. You can see, we'll see one video for which will run for 2 or 3 minutes. uh, okay, now I should share it again, I guess. Okay, just watch this video.
Typically, at workday's end, the team shut down.
Okay, so that's what we have for today. Okay, I'm just preparing a form. Okay, so you just put solve this form for your attendance. just vote in this. I'll take the attendance from this forms. And don't forget, tomorrow you have your quiz 2. Okay, at 12 to 1. You have your quiz, right? Tomorrow is
Yes,
Friday.
sir.
You have a quiz number 2. Don't forget. I already posted that in the messages as well as in the group, and in the team also I informed. So don't forget, tomorrow we have the quiz. You have the class at tomorrow 12 o'clock, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Tomorrow, 12 o'clock.
Yeah, you got, it's very easy only. Just kept 10 questions. Okay, so you prepare well. Okay, for the quiz.
Portion? So the portion for tomorrow quiz?
All the remaining units are six. First time we had up to 3 modules. So 4, 5, 6, 7.
Sir, I'm not sure whether I'm able to submit the poll or not. So can I write my name in the chat, registration number and name?
This is Ishant.
Yes, sir, Ishan Garg.
Ishant, every day you'll have the problem.
Sorry, sir.
Every day you have the same problem, man.
Yes, actually, I don't know, but from my device, I'm not able to submit the poll every time, sir. It